Now let's turn to federal issues, and the criticism of the Libs continues nationally today, with Labor Minister Jason Clare accusing them of drifting too far to the right. As we now know, after months of deliberation, the opposition have finally confirmed they will not support an Indigenous voice to Parliament. Joining me now is Keith Wallahan, the federal Liberal MP for the seat of Menzies in Victoria. Keith, thank you so much for joining me. Before I hear from you, Jason Clare also said this today. Take a listen.
But the sad fact is the Liberal Party under Peter Dutton now looks more like Pauline Hanson than Robert Menzies.
What's your response to that kind of commentary?
Erin, before I respond to that, can I just say Happy Easter to you and your viewers. And I know this is the first time you as a family have Easter without your dad, and he was a friend and mentor to new members like me, and we miss him. In terms of the comment by Minister Clare, that's disappointing. I found him to be a decent person who normally lets debate be heard. And when you hear invective like that, he's trying to tell people of a particular view, your view shouldn't be heard and it's not warranted. And we need to rise above that. I will always defend the motives and the reasons for people who want to vote yes, because they come from a good place. But I think we need to let people who have concerns about our Constitution have those concerns heard. And it's important that this debate is conducted in a civil way.
Yeah, look, I'd understand the personal nature of the criticism if the referendum was a question like, do you want the lives of Indigenous Australians to improve? Of course, if you said no to that, then you deserve to be attacked. Everyone should, and most people do. But that's not what this is about. We need to have respectful debate around this.
That's exactly right. We can all cherish, and we do, and I do, we cherish our Indigenous heritage, and we want to see terrible conditions improved. Yet we can do that and carefully analyse and question the particular wording of the particular model. And that's what I hope we can do with this Joint Select Committee in the next 4 to 6 weeks. We should have had a Constitution Convention. We didn't. So the work of this committee is important, and I will certainly be doing that in good faith, as will my coalition colleagues.
Well, what do you make of the debate, the rhetoric that the Liberal Party's moved too far to the right, too far to the left? There are really smart, knowledgeable, experienced people on both sides of that argument. What do you think?
Well, I think these things continuously shift. So if you go back to 2017, when the Voice was first announced as an idea, and it was a sharp departure from what had been proposed up to then. And Malcolm Turnbull, who no one would say is from the hard right of the Liberal Party, he was opposed to it because he thought the principle of equality of citizenship was important. So if that principle now puts you in the hard right, well, I think then those words don't have meaning anymore. And we have to be honest about what centre and moderate and conservative actually mean. I'm a Liberal, and it's Liberal values that drew me to the party, and they haven't changed. So I think it's important that the Liberal Party define itself and don't let others define it for us.
Yeah, what about Peter Dutton's leadership? A lot of question marks surrounding that. I think he's still fairly well supported internally. Is that what you believe? And should he be watching his back?
He is well supported. He's a new leader, and he has one of the toughest jobs in Australia. It's not easy. It's not easy in a honeymoon period being the leader of a party that's still licking its wounds. And there's no sugarcoating what happened in May last year, what happened in the state elections in Victoria and New South Wales, and what happened in Aston. And no one pretends that we haven't been told things by the Australian people, particularly where I'm from. And the onus is on us to listen to them. And people will have different views about what we should do from there. But more than anything, we need to fight for things, and we need to fight for people. And if we do that in a principled, careful, respectful way, I think we will be rewarded for it, and Peter's the right person for that.
We've got maybe a minute left. If I put you in front of a high school, a Year 12 class, and asked you to tell them why they should consider supporting the Liberal Party, what would you say?
I'd say I remember when I was in your position, I didn't know whether I was Labor or Liberal in high school, and I didn't come from a family that told me what to do, so I made my own mind up. And if you value freedom and opportunity, and if you value having a better life for your children and your grandchildren, and that does include the environment, that matters to my party, then Liberal values are important. Liberal values of aspiration, reward for effort, but having a better life. I think that is is a really important thing that is at the heart of being a Liberal. And I'd say give us a chance. But I would say to them more than anything, get involved in politics, even if you think you want to be involved in the Labor Party or the Greens. I think we need more young people to join our political parties. And you can always try before you buy and see what they're like.
Beautifully said. And thank you for your really kind words about Dad as well. Mum and Dad had their wedding anniversary last week. It's Easter and then Dad's birthday on the 11th. So It's a tough month, as it is for a lot of people who have recently lost someone. So I really appreciate your kind words, Keith, and your time, and have a very happy Easter as well yourself.
You too. Thank you, Erin.
Thank you so much. Okay, don't